show you our presentation about our company and then about the fibers. Kasia, please.
Yes, thank you very much for joining our webinar. At first, I will briefly tell you a few words about our company. Greenfield is a manufacturing and service company based in Poland. We produce natural ingredients, mainly for food industry, and we deliver them all around the world. Our history started 13 years ago. In 2007, the company was set up, and every year brought us new opportunities to grow from a simple commodity trading company to a producer of innovative food ingredients. Our office is in Warsaw, but our plants are in different locations in Poland. In the office, we are with 8 people, 2 company owners, 3 sales people, including myself, 2 logistic people, and 1 person from quality. So as you can imagine, our organization is not very big, but we deliver our products from Japan to United States and beyond. So basically, we wouldn't make it without help of our distributors, such as Prodotti Gianni in Italy. We have distributors in many countries taking care of the customers in respective countries. Let me now switch to the main topic of our meeting today, the fibers. What are they? They are natural fibers without any additives, no modifications or special treatment. They are clean label products produced by physical process of micronization with rotary air-jet mill, specially constructed by us to obtain very small particles, even below 10 microns. And the particles have porous structure, porous surface, which increases water and fat binding capacity for such natural products as our fibers are. Our raw materials for production of fibers are fruit and vegetable pomaces, or in fact, specially selected fractions of those pomaces, mostly skins and peels, grain husks, and cocoa shells. Our fibers, we group them. We have 2 groups of fibers. So on your left, you can see our standard fibers, cocoa, apple, blackcurrant, and aronia. We have regular production of these fibers, and we have them in stock for immediate shipment. Therefore, the MOQ for these fibers is not that big. On the right side, you can see the fibers which we produce on request. These are carrot fibers, all the grain fibers like oat, wheat, buckwheat, rye, and any other on request. Basically, if you have a demand, we can try to produce any other fiber, if only we can find a raw material, of course. Some of the fibers are inorganic quality, if we can find an organic certified raw material. We produce our fibers in three granulations. Our standard fibers are called M20, and they have particle size of around 20 microns and are suitable for most of the applications. We can make coarser fibers for applications, especially for bakery, when the particle size doesn't have to be really low, and we call them M40. But we can also produce very fine powders of particle size about 10 microns. We call them an M10, and they are specially designed for liquid or creamy applications where you need to get a certain smoothness of the product, and you do not want any sandiness. You do not want to feel the particles in your mouth. This slide is to show actually the real content of the fiber in our fibers, because our fibers are natural products. So apart from the fibers, they will also have other nutrients as they exist in the raw material. So as you can see, our fibers have the content of from 30 to 85% of the fiber. That leads to another slide. If you want to make a nutrition or health claim on your product with our fibers, then you have to take into account that there is a certain minimum content of fiber required by European law, and therefore you have to calculate how much our fiber we actually need to add in order to arrive at the minimum required fiber content in your product. So for example, like with the cocoa fiber, which has about 65% fiber inside, you have to use more than 9% in your recipe in order to arrive at 6 grams per 100 gram of your final product, and be able to claim high fiber on your label. Our fibers are mostly insoluble fibers, therefore they will not, they will stay in the liquid applications, they will not dissolve, and over time they will sediment on the bottom, but because of our small particles, even below 10 microns, you can successfully use it as well in liquid application or semi-liquid applications, because after shaking well the product, you will not feel it in your mouth. Here are some main advantages of using the fibers. The fibers are clean label ingredient, 100% natural product, so you do not have to worry about any unnecessary labeling that you don't want on your packaging, no e-number, nothing like that. They increase fiber content of your products. You can make the nutritional claims, high fiber, source of fiber, and the advantage of our fibers is the granulation, which can be even below 10 microns. Of course, our fibers have some other properties like absorption, for example, but these are limited properties. So you will not receive such function as from highly functional fibers, like, I don't know, maybe cognac fiber can give you. The fibers were used in some projects for reduction of sugar or fat with some good success stories. They act as a stabilizing agent for some water content. They act as anti-caking agent, especially in products that cake easily. Our blackcurrant and aronia fibers, in addition to that, have also some polyphenolic compound content, anthocyanins, and apart from this healthy aspect, they also can give you a nice purple violet color of your product. The fibers provide longer freshness thanks to the fact that they reduce evaporation, and they can be used as a replacement of cocoa powder or fruit and vegetable powders as a saving cost factor. Some words about our top selling fibers. Cocoa fiber is used mainly in bakery, confectionery, dairy. Depends on the application, of course, but you can replace up to 100% of cocoa powder by our cocoa fiber. And here, cocoa fiber M10 is especially popular for liquid and creamy applications such as chocolate milks, yogurts, cocoa drinks for vending machines, or a kind of hazelnut chocolate spreads, kind of Nutella type of products. Apple fiber is mostly used in jams and other fruit preparations as a thickener and an agent preventing from sedimentation. Apple fiber is also used as a ingredient keeping freshness and crunchiness of wafers and bread. And make the bakery products a bit darker and deeper color. Blackcurrant and aronia fibers are used in jams and other fruit preparations as well, same as apple fiber, but apple fiber is of course used for light color products. Blackcurrant and aronia fibers are used for a dark purple color products because they additionally give color, and on top they also provide the higher anthocyanin content, so they give the healthy image of the product. Oat fiber is used mostly in bakery for oat cookies, oat breads, but it's also used in products like mustard and ketchup to absorb moisture from the top surface of products. Sometimes when you open a jar with mustard, you can see a little moisture on top. So using our oat fiber prevents from that. And another nice application is for jelly. For jelly candies, when you sprinkle it on top of them, it prevents them from sticking to one another. Here I will show you a few slides with the pictures of products where you can replace like here, some cocoa powder with our cocoa fiber. So you can see the muffins, different cakes, or cake powder mixes, fitness bars, ice cream, etc. This slide is about the products where this smoothness is important. So here, our M10 range will be suitable for milkshakes, instant drinks, chocolate spreads, etc. Next slide is about the bakery products. where you look for crunchiness, longer freshness, and moisture control. Another slide is more about the savory products like instant soup, sauces, dips, meat fillings for dumplings, for example, where our fibers improve stability and gives thickening of the products. An interesting application, you can see it's the third picture from the right. It's the edible straw. We supply our fibers to producers of edible straws or edible spoons as a replacement for plastic products. So this is kind of a novelty for us, the supply to this segment. Here are the pictures of our fruit products. As I said, jelly candies with oat fiber sprinkled around them to prevent from sticking, fruit preparations, yogurt. The fibers are used as stabilizer and thickeners, and mustard and ketchup, what I told you before, to prevent the moisture on top of the products. And here are some recipes. We've prepared 3 recipes. The first is recipe for bread prepared by our colleagues from Prodattigiani. Here, as you can see, with the addition of apple fiber, we could obtain bread with fiber content and with a much better image, healthy image, because the color of the product changed to what is recognized as more healthy. Another recipe is for homemade cookies. We've done 2 types of cookies with cocoa fiber and with apple fiber. And I would like to draw your attention especially to the cocoa fiber cookies. As you can see, they have nice brown color of cocoa. And I can assure you they had a very nice taste and flavor as well of cocoa. And we achieved that adding just the cocoa fiber. These cookies have 0% of cocoa powder inside. And the last recipe is for the hazelnut chocolate spread, kind of a la Nutella type. By adding 10% of cocoa fiber M10, we could reduce the sugar content, increase water content, and as well reduce a bit fat content, because of when you replace cocoa powder, which is usually 10-12% of fat, by cocoa fiber, which is, I believe, up to 4% of fat inside. We could also reduce the fat content. We are getting to the end of the presentation. This slide is to show you the products marketed as high fiber or rich in fiber. These products are not necessarily with our fibers inside, but we just wanted to show them to you to emphasize that the biggest advantage of using our fibers in your recipes is actually an ability to create natural, healthy products which you can easily promote on your markets with high fiber, rich in fiber, source of fiber labels. The last slide is to show that we have integrated system of quality management and food safety, as well as some certificates required by specific markets like kosher, halal, and organic. Thank you very much for listening, and I invite you to ask questions.